Fala galera, tranquilo, quem fala com vocês é o Luan e voltamos aqui com Genshin Impact, nosso segundo vídeo aqui em Inazuma. Só para mostrar para vocês, eu vim dar uma caminhada aqui bem breve, tá? Mas para quê? Eu vim em alguns pontos de teleporte, me deixar salvo e vim aqui na nossa primeira estátua dos 7, que é a estátua aqui de Inazuma. Já peguei, tem como você fazer a oferta aqui, igual todos eles, só que você tem que pegar as coisas aqui do mapa, ainda vou ter que caminhar muito. Tem novas árvores aqui, ó. Árvore diferente, olha lá, já tô vendo até o primeiro bagulhete lá. E já fiz a minha ressonância com Electro, tá? Ainda não tem nenhum dano elemental vindo da arma, tá? Mas já tem o R2 aqui, ó. Como que ele é? Você aperta, pelo menos eu não vi carregando, não vi se carrega. Você tá com esses elétricos vão te dar, vai dar dano elétrico nos inimigos. Vai ter alguns benefícios, tá bom? Mas, bora lá, cara, tem muita coisa pra gente ver em Inazuma ainda. Bora lá pra missão, bora lá. Chegamos aqui, hein? Vou falar com essa moça aqui, Yurika. Oi, Yurika. Fala, Yuri.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
Nossa.
Million? For a processing fee? Are you serious?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry.
Nossa, velho.
So much questioning your math as...
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Thoma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Caraca.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Yuri. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
How you haggle? By all means, bargain the price.
All right then, as you wish, Mr. Thoma. I will make a record.
Opa!
Much obliged.
O cara é somebody love purinho, cara. O cara é do somebody love. Nossa, o cara falou 600, era 400 mil, foi pra 600 por causa que ele convidou pra jantar.
2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. A processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money. So it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy. Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done about it.
Tem muito de reclamar, não.
These merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when
Exato.
See, so this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders, it's certain. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe.
Eu tenho que arranjar jeito, você.
I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun?
Uh-huh. And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to...
Really? Wow, the Ritou fixer.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it could be done. However, connections come at a high price, you understand?
Not you too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not... In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their... I like doing things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, So you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association, recently things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. The head of the association is called Mauricio. And he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Vamos lá falar com o Mauricio. Mauricio, cadê você, Mauricio? Ih, ele tá pertinho aqui, mano. Que bom. Cadê você, Mauricio? Mauricio. Varrid. Não é esse. Mauricio. Aqui, achei você, Mauricio.
Oh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander affairs. Good. That's a relief. You need to be careful.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately.
Yes. Left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn.
The 𝐂𝐭𝐿 decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The 𝐂𝐭𝐿 decree might restrict our scope of activity. But in and of itself, it does... No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is those Mora grubbers from the Conjo Commission.
Eita.
Of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on...
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and they just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes.
Crystal marrow.
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya in his youth. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this crystal marrow. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for crystal marrow drove the price.
Só
There's only
besteira.
one vendor who even has it in stock. We can't get a hold of it anywhere else.
Isn't that what they call a monopoly?
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from... It's a vicious cycle. The consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profits. And once
Nem
that
adianta
happens,
perguntar isso aqui, né?
we've tried communicating with the commit, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the... Fontaine, my dear homeland. I miss you an awful lot at the moment.
Sounds awful. They're really bleeding them dry. What do you think we should do?
Uma bosta, né? Comerciante parece ser uma pessoa suspeita.
That vendor. I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair. How do we find him?
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association, and you're... If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district.
Tá, sob uma árvore perto da costa em um bairro residencial. Árvore perto da costa em uma bairro residencial. Eu não sei se o jogo vai falar onde que é. Ah, vai falar, beleza. Tá falando, beleza. Cheio, verme.
Huh? I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrivals?
Hã?
Haha, very funny. Real fixers don't need to refer to themselves that way. So, what do you need with me?
Gostaria de perguntar onde você importa suas mercadorias.
Sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn business.
Acho que eu
Trade
dei mole, hein?
Got it? You know what trade and secret mean, right?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here.
Eita.
Karisu and his associates sent... They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable.
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place. And they ought to be more grateful.
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy.
É hora de obter o verdadeiro mediador do caso.
Good idea. him.
Será que se eu tivesse outra conversa ia dar no negócio? Acho que não, né?
I'm the only
Eu acho que não. Acho que de qualquer jeito ia dar ruim. É, às vezes dá a impressão de que... Caraca, fiz besteira, entendeu? Se eu falasse de outro jeito. Mas parece que não. Tá, bora ali. A gente tem que achar o Thoma. O Thoma tá por aqui. Toma, toma. Vai, toma.
That was quick.
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
No? Well, by all means, tell me what you need. Getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a... Oh, that guy? I'm familiar. He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he collect on the beach just to get by. But he seems to have... I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association?
Uhum.
Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him?
Ele é de Mondstadt?
That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between Leah and Inazuma. When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of outlanders that ended up stranded on Ritou.
What a bummer.
The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree,
So he left the association?
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of gratitude and warmth left in them somewhere.
Entendi.
Really? Is that all you need to know?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way in with him.
É, se eu falar que sou de Mondstadt, será que é isso que ela vai falar? Eu não sei, Baraldi. Não sei. Eu acho que aí não daria mole só porque você vai falar que é de Mondstadt, não. Mas tudo bem, bora lá.
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you.
Foi o vento que me trouxe de volta aqui pra você.
Where's this coming from? Mondstadt? You were talking about Mondstadt.
O que eu dou pra ele aqui, cara? Vou dar isso aqui pra ele, ó.
Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back. Oh, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's working!
So, trying to play my heartstrings like a liar, are you? What is this? What are you...
Just close your eyes already!
You mean the sound of the ocean?
Que chop suey de som que one é muito gostoso. Peixe tigre frito bem fresquinho.
Leah Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Oh, and the sound of the waves. The calls of the merchants.
Caraca.
Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the lantern right.
This guy has a really active imagination. Either that or he really does...
Leah.
Liu. Vamos dar uma coisa pra ele de Liu. Vou dar esse bagulho aqui, ó. Não, vou dar isso aqui, ó. Ó.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart can't take it. You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just... Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them?
Well, no one's stopping you.
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it. So I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest promises, offer the most measly benefits, and I'd do whatever they asked of me. and make monster. All right, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me up
Conta, fi. Fala, vai.
But I betrayed them. I can't show my face there.
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look, you messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off your chest.
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru,
Hum.
Hero and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow. They get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's put.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. Evidence? You're right. Without conclusive evidence, he will never admit it. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show you where he went.
Mostra, vai.
Well, then there's no time to lose. Let's go.
Let's go! Let's go, galera! No próximo vídeo a gente continua a nossa saga aqui de Inazuma. Pra gente ver todo esse... Cara, é só o início de tudo que a gente pode ver de novo aqui nessa cidade. Eu vou conseguir evoluir vários personagens, porque foi aberto o mundo aqui. Vou mostrar pra vocês rapidinho aqui. Olha o mundo aqui que foi aberto também quando eu abri aqui nosso primeiro negócio. Ainda tem muita coisa pra cá, ó. Tá vendo? Tem toda essa cidade aqui, ainda tem mais pra cá. Muito legal. E ainda não fomos na cidade de Inazuma, né? Ainda não fomos lá, mas no próximo vídeo com certeza vou mostrar pra vocês. Galera, muito obrigado. Você ficou até aí. Até o próximo vídeo. Valeu!